I'd like to call this meeting to order. Everybody please rise and join me in saluting the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, please bow your heads. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Director Arthur Perry. Director Michael Schaefer.
Here.
Secretary Arlene Schaefer.
Here.
Vice President Robert Uten.
Here.
President James Fairman.
Present. Any late communications?
No, Mr. President.
We're going to go ahead and have the treasurer give their,
Public comments, Mr. President. You need public comments first.
what's that?
Public comments. You need to see if there's any public comments.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we did roll call. Ceremonial matters and presentations, we don't have any. Public comments. At this time, this time's been set aside for persons in the audience to make comments. Jim, you want to do it later? Yeah. Okay. It's consent calendar.
I'll move the consent calendar.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to, we can go to the treasurer.
Yes, Mr. President. Yes.
Mark, it's all up to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for the opportunity to move the schedule around tonight. This is your quarterly review of your investment portfolio. As of June 30, the portfolio was earning 1.98%. Just looking at a global market perspective, the Dow today happened to be down 129 points. And it's kind of been the different times that we've talked about it. It's been up, it's been down, it's been all over. But for the 6 months into June 30th, the Dow is up 4,000 points. So it's a big run up right now. What that does from our perspective is it tends to make treasuries and bonds go down a little bit. And so we've seen the treasuries drop about 60 basis points since the beginning of the year. Our portfolio has actually gone up a tiny little bit. We're only up about 5 basis points from January through June, but we are at 1.982 for the as of June 30th. We did have one investment that was matured during the month of June, and that was a negotiable certificate deposit with Synchrony Bank. It was earning 2%. We have since reinvested that money into 2 additional certificates of deposit. Both are settling during this month of July, and they're both about the right around that same 2% mark. With the talk about the Fed possibly easing a little bit, the markets are starting to build that in, and we're starting to see rates come down. And when rates are coming down, some of our longer-term investments where we captured a little bit higher interest rate, we're starting to see those get called again. We had a nice little run to where we didn't have any investments called, but now we're starting to see those getting called. We do have our first call. It's actually on a negotiable certificate of deposit that happens next week. J.P. Morgan. We have a certificate of deposit with them for $110,000 at 2.5% interest, and they want that. They're calling that back. So we'll be looking to replace those funds right at the beginning of the month. We do have 40% of the portfolio is due to mature within the next 6 months. We are in our dry period, and so we want to see that be big. We'll be whittling that down just as we pay bills over the next, at least through November. That's all I've got this quarter. I'm available for any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mark? Mike?
The events in England with the change in leadership and things, did that, how's that affecting what we've got? We never really got into that international investment stuff too much, but it's got to have some effect on some of the things that we're doing. What have you seen?
I haven't seen any effect yet, other than what we're just the trend of treasuries coming down a little bit. I don't know when the person actually takes office.
Sometime in August. It's not. I mean, I don't understand how they do that, but it's sometime in August. And just as important, I think, is what's going on in Puerto Rico. Yeah. I mean, with some of the investments that obviously are entangled down there, but do we really see it after the new people take office, do you think?
I don't know that we'll see much change in what's happening in the markets. The Puerto Rico side, we certainly could. We do have, we can invest in negotiable certificates of deposit, and we do see investments out there in Puerto Rican banks, which are allowable under our investment policy, and those, because of the financial climate there, have been at a lot higher interest rate than other certificates of deposit, but we haven't invested in anything in a Puerto Rican bank at this point in time. Likewise, Director Schaefer, to your comment on the, you were referring to the supranational obligations, which are those World Bank type things that we can invest in. We still have not placed an investment there. I do look at them when money comes up to be reinvested. I do look at that compared to where we're at with other U.S. government agencies, but there's not enough spread there for me to feel comfortable saying, okay, we want to put our money in a supranational or in a World Bank type of investment when I can stay more local into the U.S. and earn the same rate.
Less stability with those supranationals?
Less uncertainty, yes.
Less uncertainty, is that, yeah. We, from SDRMA, we had looked at some of that supernatural, it is supranational stuff, and I think we did this, or basically doing the same thing that you mentioned, that with uncertainties and things, we've stayed away from it. So I'm glad to hear you say what you said.
It's there. It's a good opportunity for diversification should we decide to do that. But with the smaller size of the portfolio, I just haven't seen a need yet to put anything there.
Good.
Okay, anything else for Mark? Thank you.
Mr. President, this is an action item. You'll need to take action to approve the report.
Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval of
Second.
the presentation that we just received.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Mark, for that report. Public hearing. Do we want to bring you up now, Jim, or?
There's no public hearing, Mr. President. Do you want to go to the General Manager's report right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk about E1, consider contribution program application for Second Chance Orange County Gala event. So on September 17th of this year, Second Chance of Orange County is going to be having their gala event, which is an opportunity for them to showcase their achievements of keeping people off the streets, of homeless, helping people find good-paying jobs who are recovering alcoholics and drug addicts. So they talk about the achievements, but it's also an opportunity for them to fundraise so they can continue with their programs. Tonight they are requesting, they have submitted a contribution application requesting $1,000 contribution to be a table sponsorship at the event. With that sponsorship, I think we get eight seats, I think, for that table, 8 tickets. As you know, in your policy for your contribution program, you have to establish a purpose, so what the district is trying to serve by contributing. And for this purpose, as you know, this board and the district has always found a nexus between our mission and the homelessness, right? Our mission is to protect the environment and community's health. Well, when we have homeless people, they defecate in the public, you know, they create a health issue for the public. So we always found there was a nexus for our mission in the homelessness. So by being a sponsor, I think that helps establish our purpose of trying, again, protecting the public's health. Describing how the contribution will advance our district purpose. We mentioned in the staff report, if the board approves this, we can disseminate flyers on all the tables of our programs, specifically like our sewer inspection rebate program, or another, like a Citizen Environment Protection Academy, which is also a very good program to promote the programs that we provide to the community. So those are how I believe we can advance, contribute to advance our purpose. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
How did you arrive at the $1,000 valuation?
That's the request they came up with. I think it's for $1,000 the sponsor. That was their request.
Questions?
I had a comment. You know, I looked at this report and the financial review. Actually, all we have is $5,500 left that we haven't been putting out to different people or organizations. So I can't see us doing 1,000, number one, and I don't even think in looking at the purpose that it really serves the need that we would have. I also feel that I think 500 would be fair if we decided even 500. But that looking at it on the terms of 8 seats, nobody goes to it. None of us go. And then we're trying to get people to come. That's kind of crazy. So, you know, you can almost minus that off of what they're asking, let alone, you know, what we have left. And we've been, you know, very conscientious in what we're doing financially, and I just don't think we have that kind of money to spread that much out right now. So I would think that 500, if you even want to, that would be fair. And that would be...
I would agree with you. I think 500 would be more than fair.
I have a question on their request, Scott. It says, you know, where they describe how it benefits. It says it'll give us an opportunity to promote some of our successful programs, but then in the next place it says we can promote one program. Do you have any idea?
I think you know, if you're going to contribute $1,000, I'm sure they're open to, if we want to promote more than one program, we can do that.
Okay. What is Arlene referring to in the $5,500?
Well, we budgeted, sorry, we budgeted $8,000 for contributions, and the board's already approved $2,500 for the Costa Mesa Foundation for Concerts in the Park, so that leaves $5,500 for the rest of the year.
And we've given our sign, we've contributed to our sign football, and so, I mean, we're pretty much at the end of the request anyway.
Well, I think that was from last fiscal year, so they'll probably come back around later this year for that request.
But we've done several already.
Only for this fiscal year, we've done one, and that's Concerts in the Park. Because remember, the fiscal year just started this month.
Didn't we just do one for Costa Mesa High School? And at Estancia?
For this school year? Okay, so I was corrected. Gina
So
said
that's
we did.
basically who we give to. I agree with Scott's assessment that we've gone a long way in this district over the last year to promote efforts for homeless. The work that I've seen done, obviously this is our tenant, and the work that I've seen them do has been pretty substantial. The one thing that I appreciate her saying in her request is the opportunity to network with other local officials. We've got an MSR process coming up with LAFCO, and I think the more we have these opportunities to intermix with other local officials, especially considering how the election at LAFCO turned out, I think we need to take those opportunities. So for something like this, she seems to be pretty well connected, especially with the Board of Supervisors. So for us to have a chance to network with people that are coming from the Board of Supervisors, I think is important. So I don't have any problem with the $1,000 donation personally. So.
You have a comment?
Well, I had the same comment Mike had. You know, we list 4 or 5 programs that we can potentially advertise. It'll be held. It's a gala, and it's not in our city. So you know, I have some reservation over the $1,000, and then you know, then we speak of the different programs, and apparently they're aware of our programs. But then it comes down and said, we can do one of our choosing, one of the staff's choosing. Will staff attend this event?
Well, I attended last year, but I paid my own personal money to attend last year, and I will do it again this year. If the board does not approve, I'm still going to attend. So,
Well, do you have any sense for how many staff would be interested in going if we bought a table for 8?
I have to consult with you. I think Director Schaefer made a good point. This is a really good opportunity to network with Newport Beach elected officials. I don't think we have a very good relationship with them or strong relationship with Newport elected officials. On the staff level, it's pretty good, but I correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see this board networking with Newport Beach officials like you do in Costa Mesa, because this is your hometown. I get that, but we do provide service in Newport Beach. I do see the value in it, in attending there. So, but again, it's up to your decision.
Jim Mosier, did you have something to interject?
Yes, thank you, President Fairman, members of the board. My name is Jim Mosier. I was not here on the night when you arranged for Second Chance OC to rent office space here. I'm assuming that the district is offering that space to them at somewhat less than a market rate.
No, it's market rate.
Okay. I would assume they chose this location because they found it was a better rate than they could find otherwhere. And I would think that they would be offering some recognition for that without asking you for an extra $1,000. If the intention of this is for advertising, I think the report doesn't mention what the attendance at these events is. I think the outreach for advertising district programs will be very small. A large part of the contribution is going to be eaten up by it's paying for the dinner as well as the contribution. A cash contribution to them might be more appropriate if that's what you want. And directors who wanted to attend could pay on their own, like Scott was offering. And as to networking with Newport Beach officials, I can mention some of them most intimately connected with homeless effort will be a little bit late to this meeting because they happen to schedule it on the same evening as the Newport Beach Homeless Task Force. So those people won't be getting out until about 6 o'clock from their meeting, and then perhaps going to this a little late. And then finally, I realized that you have contributed a lot towards homeless, and that money is coming from the tax dollars, which we still haven't exactly identified what those are being collected for. And this is a little far afield from the core business of the district of trash collection and sewers. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Do I hear a motion, or is there more discussion needed?
I'll try a motion. That's the worst that could happen. Okay. I move that we pay out $500.
I'll offer a substitute motion then, Jim, that we go with the full $1,000 sponsorship.
Okay. Any other motions? We would consider your alternate first. And
I didn't hear a second, so it sounds like it's not going to fly. I didn't hear a second to my motion, so I assume it's not going to fly.
Yeah. Okay. Was there a second on? I'll second your motion.
Thank you.
So it has been first and seconded, and any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I supported the motion because I don't want us to walk away without giving them anything, but I do still think I would have supported the $1,000.
Okay. Thank you. You're getting it, right?
Mr. President, let me just Yeah, I just want to just clarify, so it was $1,000, so I will go back to Deb and say there were $500, but so making sure there's not a gift to public funds, so they can still allow us to at least put the advertisements on the table. Okay,
Well, if they don't allow us that, then we'll
Okay.
renege.
okay,
Or at
fair
least,
enough.
at least half of our table.
In making your motion, you made the findings, and those findings are contingent on Scott verifying that you will in fact
Can
get
we
the,
add that to the motion?
we'll make it read that way.
Okay, I made the motion.
Okay. General Manager's report. We've done one, strategic plan.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is just your standard report on the 2015-20 strategic plan quarterly update. This is the fourth quarter update for 2018-19, and happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
Real quick on the one involving Indus. Are we adjusting the, there were some things that we had talked about some changes with Indus, or are we still okay with what we've got in the, is everything still
For the
going?
budget, I think we're okay.
But for the strategic plan, what you had in here, I was just reading it and I lost it. Bear with me just a minute. You know what I'm talking about, Scott?
Are you thinking about President Pump Station? You're thinking
No.
about President? Because there's in the future we're talking about shifting some money around for that budget.
Okay.
Well,
Well-
it says award. Later in the agenda, are we going to award a contract to or consider awarding a contract to Gentry General?
That's been awarded.
That's already been awarded.
And that's the correct amount?
267,040.
It was approved back in June.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm good. I thought I'd read in here that we had planned some things for Indus and we had to shift something, but maybe I'm
I think
hallucinating.
it's in the
We're
last.
shifting the sewer over.
Yeah, I knew.
Under the building.
Okay. That's what when we were talking about that last Friday, that's what I was getting
We
at.
did some budget adjustments in there, so.
Okay.
We've done
Then
a
I'm-
lot of that lately.
Okay, Scott, I'm fine with that. Sorry, Jim.
Okay, we will receive and file that.
Yes.
Next item is receive and file preliminary fourth quarter budget.
No, I think we skipped one,
Did
Mr.
you do that
President.
too?
I think
No, we did.
No,
no. What?
you're on number 3.
Okay, you're sorry. I missed. Yes, correct. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to turn this over to Caitlin Tran, Finance Manager.
Good evening, Mr. President and members of the board. In front of you is the preliminary fourth quarter budget review for fiscal year 2018-19. I want to point out this report is preliminary. The district hasn't received or paid all invoices for the fiscal year 2018-19. It won't be final until the annual audit is completed later this year. The solid waste fund is projected to come in under budget by 2%. The savings of $123,400 comes from the personnel and special programs. The trash hauler account is over budget by $42,000 due to new accounts added during the year. The recycling disposal account has a savings of $66,400. The organics disposal came in under budget by $21,300. The container collection cost is expected to be over budget by $7,000 at the end of the year. CR&R was entitled to 14% of the money collected for the additional containers charge, but it has increased to 20% under the new contract. Special programs is expected to have a savings of $66,200 as of June 30th, 2019. The door-to-door household hazardous waste program is included in the renewal contract with CR&R. The district continued to sponsor the HHW collection of fluorescent lights and batteries at the OCC Recycling Center. Staff has not received the fourth quarter for the collection at OCC Recycling Center. Only $15,345 has been spent for the 3 quarters. Staff projects there will be a savings of $36,000 for this program once all expenses are paid. Educational program. The district has not received the annual invoice from the Orange County Department of Education for the Zero Waste Lunch Program, which estimated to be $20,000. Once all invoices are paid, staff estimates this account to have a savings of $19,000. Pharmaceutical. There are 2 drop boxes available, one at district headquarters and one at the senior center. This account is expected to have a savings of $7,000 at year end. The battery recycling program. There were 20 schools participated and $7,550 was awarded. It costs approximately $9,600 for the batteries pickup and recycling. After all expenses are paid, this program has a saving of $3,200. Capital outlay is expected to be under budget by approximately $4,000 by the fiscal year end. The district budgeted $10,000 to replace the current landscaping with a drought-tolerant landscaping. However, this project was canceled. The fund was used to replace the HVAC ducts. Wastewater fund. At this time, the wastewater fund is projected to be over budget by $99,500 at June 30th, 2019, due to unexpected emergency work during the year. Later this evening, staff will ask the board to approve the transfer from Project 318 to pay for the emergency work on Bristol Street. If the board approves the transfer, the wastewater fund will be within budget. Some highlights of the wastewater accounts are as follows. Personnel have a savings of $203,000 due to some vacancies, positioned during the year. Professional services, the district has budgeted $40,000 to conduct a wastewater rate study. However, the district decided not to perform the rate study this fiscal year. As of June 30th, 2019, the sewer master plan project is 50% completed, and the remaining balance will be requested to be carried forward into the fiscal year 2019-20 at later meetings. Engineering services account. Staff estimate this account to be under budget by $22,400 at year end. Plan checking and inspection. Staff anticipate this account to have a savings of $51,000. Pump station maintenance. Staff anticipate this account to be over budget by $9,000 due to unexpected expenses during the year, such as the repairing of the backup pump at 21st Pump Station and the replacement of the old corroded pump at California Pump Station. Equipment maintenance. Staff anticipate this account to be over budget by $50,000 by the year end. The VACCON and VACCAW trucks have been in and out of repair shops during the year. The wastewater crew has been operating with a rental wastewater truck for several months. The district has not received all invoices from the repair shops and the rental company as of June 30th, 2019. The annual sewer maintenance account has a budget of $125,000. In August 2018, the Board of Directors approved the transfer of $200,000 from contingency to cover the cost of the Eldon SSO. Unfortunately, the district had to declare emergency work for 2 inverted siphons on Bristol Street in May 2019. Staff estimates the cost for the Bristol siphon emergency will be $452,000. Like I said, later this evening, staff will ask the Board of Directors to approve the transfer of $452,000 from Project 318 President Pump Station to this account to pay for the emergency work. Again, if the board approves the transfer, this account will be within budget. Sewer inspection rebate program. This program replaced the CCTV sewer lateral program this year. At the November 2018 meeting, the Board of Directors approved a carryover of $26,100. As of June 30th, only $14,100 has been reimbursed. The remaining $62,000 from this account will offset the overspending in other accounts. Capital outlay is expected to be under budget, approximately $55,000 by fiscal year end. The district budgeted $90,000 for the drought tolerance landscaping project. As I mentioned earlier, the project was canceled and the fund was used to replace the HVAC ducts. It was a busy year for staff. The following projects are now completed: the installation, the solar panel installation, the automatic front door opener, the main entrance headquarters sign, the replacement of HVAC ducts, and the computer software hardware updates. As of June 30th, the district has not received the wastewater combination cleaning truck. Therefore, the purchase order of $414,969 will be requested to be carried over into fiscal year 2019-20. The good news is the wastewater combination cleaning truck will be delivered on Monday, July 29th.
Nice.
And that concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
A lot of nice unders. Good job. I had a question, Jim, on the, and Scott, on the inspection rebate program.
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't utilized that very much. It looks, or enough. Can we maybe get a study session item, get an update on what's going on, and maybe think about some ways to reach out to the public and plumbers to, I mean, that's money, that's good money to spend. I mean, that's public help. So if we could get a study session item maybe to take a look at what we're doing and what we can improve on.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Any other questions?
No, I
Some of my customers have been involved in it. Plumbers aren't
We'll put it on a study session. We'll put it on a study session. I'll have our engineering technician talk to you about what we're doing. Yeah, September.
Going down my little list here, we got down to performance measurement program update. We did that, and it doesn't require a motion.
No, we're now on the performance measurement item, so that's the item we're going to talk about now. So this is your quarterly report on our new performance measurement program. This is for 6 months worth of data for the calendar year of 2019. The good news is that we are hitting most of our benchmarks. The outcomes are hitting most of it, which is great. I do want to mention on page 5 regarding the inflow program, you'll be hearing a report later tonight by District Engineer Rob Hamers on a plan on how to address our inflow. And then I also want to bring to your attention on page 34 of the report and just kind of give a shout out to Gina for doing all the great work she does for engaging out to the community on our social media. We're well surpassed our goal on engaging the community on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And again, this is a fantastic tool we're using to get the word out about our programs, about our successes, and Gina's doing a fantastic job on that. So happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions on item 4?
You missed the one that, of course, I'm going to focus on. I don't know what you're doing with the EMOD, working on the EMOD. I know that's a direct relationship with the safety of everybody, all the employees. That's good work.
No.
Drop like you have, what are we at, 78% now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a solid thing. That saves us money.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I thought I'd mention that. That's really good.
Oh, thank you.
We also thought, where I came to the
What is it?
CAC meeting,
Experience modification.
and I forget how the issue of staff safety came up, but, when I was at Orange County 10 District, we did some office emergency preparedness, and I think we should go back and take a look at that. I think it's as simple as seeing heavy things up on a shelf.
Right.
Come down, or elbowing down your computer. And in that same regard, when we went through the pump station abandonment process, we went out and tied down the other 14 stations. We looked at the other stations to see if the instrumentation panels were in good shape or whether they were correctly fastened. Did that include the other, have we included the other 6?
Yes, all our electrical panels are bolted down. Any panels that were corroded are replaced. So I think all our electrical panels are in good shape for if we have an earthquake.
Well, I think we may be able to do some very simple, inexpensive things
Mhm.
for office safety.
Absolutely.
Okay, anything else on that? Item 5, California Special District Association Board of Directors, Southern Network
Yes.
election.
Thank you, Mr. President. We just need directions from the board on who you want to submit your vote, and then we will send the ballot to CSDA. So who do you want us to vote for?
Can I throw one out? I read all the, based on just qualifications and experience, Kathleen Teague seems to be the one that I would support. She's got a lot of experience. I think she's represented CSBA on other things before. I think some of these people, they say, what are your qualifications? I attended a conference. Really? district. I mean, it's just, I think she's somebody for the future. I don't know how we do that with CSD, but I appreciate the fact that she's local and would be a good representative for Orange County. But again, when you read what they put down for the qualifications, you know, I attended board meetings, I go to these meetings. Oh, really? So, but Kathleen Teagues is still.
I think that's who I'm going to go with. That's okay.
I'll move that we authorize the president to cast a ballot for Kathleen Teagues.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. General manager declaring emergency work for 2 inverted siphons on Bristol Street.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is an update, because as you might be aware, back on June 18th, this is when we brought this issue to your attention, and I declared an emergency on this work, which means we don't have to, or which we could forego the competitive bidding process, and it definitely was an emergency, and I can have Rob Hamers go into more details. And as you heard Caitlin said earlier this evening, that once, if you approve this transfer, it'll balance us out on the wastewater side. But it was definitely a difficult, challenging job. All the work was done in the evening. And
confined space entry into the vault has been made, and the GPR, ground penetrating radar, has been used to find out what is inside the concrete walls, how thick is the concrete, where's the steel, how thick is the steel, etc. The structural analysis is being done now, and I do believe it's going to come out favorable. So I will report more when we're a little bit closer. But we're pretty close to saying it's good enough. And at that point, we can go back to design. Confident we can make the savings. And our goal is to get it below 1.5 million construction cost.
So the actual construction will start in March or April?
Probably.
And so the funds for that project won't even be expended, you know,
Correct.
in this fiscal year. Yeah.
Well, if it starts in March, that is this fiscal year, because we're in July right
Yeah, but I mean, the contract will be paid over
Right.
6-month period or whatever.
Yes, it'll end in the next.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. President, I just want to make the board aware that as you heard from our district engineer, the project is not done yet. They're working on it tonight. So we will bring this back to you when it's done to accept the completion, and we'll have those final numbers for you.
Potential of other places in town that might have these inverted siphons, and would something like that be able to tell us, based on the contours and things, whether we have potential problems?
Yes, and we already use a drone in our survey work,
Oh, okay.
because historically, we would fly a small plane to do an aerial photography, which we do, depending on the size of the site. Design.
Of assessment, 2019 and 20.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is an action item. I think it's relatively new. The County Auditor Controller's Office is asking a
It's more than a certification, even though they call it a certification. You got to read the small print.
Cover your bail resolution.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is 8, consider changing the date of our October board meeting to October 29th, 2019.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is for your consideration only because on October 22nd is your regular board meeting. I will be in Nashville, Tennessee, attending the International City County Managers Association's annual conference. Again, you've had board meetings without me here, so it's nothing, you don't have to change it, but it's just on the agenda for your consideration.
I'll move that we all change that for y'all if you're going to Nashville.
I'll second it.
y'all.
I'll second it if I can carry your baggage.
I may be out of town during that time frame, but I'm not sure, so. I think Scott, it would be horrible if both of us weren't here.
Country Music Hall of Fame is worth going to.
We're going there. Yes.
Motion second.
So it's been,
Guy
have a
moved.
motion?
I
Yeah.
did, yeah.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries.
Same time,
We'll meet on the 29th.
same time.
Engineers report. Receive and file monthly capital improvement project status report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd be happy to answer any questions on the status.
Anybody have questions of Rob? Okay, let's move along. Declaration of conflict of interest on Kathleen Lane and Newport Beach.
Yes, I'm the engineer of record for a new home. They're going to demolish the existing and construct a new custom residence.
Move 2 and 3.
And number 3, that is my office is preparing a simple water meter plan for the addition of a granny unit at that address.
Move 2 and 3.
I don't think they're action items, are they?
Okay.
Are these action?
Do we need to have action on these?
No, sir.
Okay, let's move along.
Withdraw that.
Thank you. Item 4, inflow and infiltration. At the CAC meeting here last week, I gave a presentation, and the CAC, they're astute and always have good questions. We analyzed the smoke testing of the Mendoza Pump Station tributary area as the next step in our endeavor to determine how rainwater is getting into the sewer. And real quickly, smoke is driven by a blower into the sewer main in the middle of the street, and it will go up the laterals, and it will come out of the roof vent in the house, and then it will also come out at other places on the property if there isn't a legal connection, such as a drain line that goes to the sewer main. So the east portion of Orange County Fairgrounds is included. The proposed smoke test is half of the tributary area of Mendoza Pump Station. We think we can find the culprits by doing the first half, and because the other half includes a lot of tracks with homes, which doesn't really lend itself to large inflow quantities. So hopefully we'll get it in the first half. And staff recommends approval. This is the other transfer of money from Project 318, President Pump Station. Scott has the authority to do it himself, so that's not part of the action. He will do it if the board approves the project. And we do have some good vendors who can do this program. So we're excited about it, and this will be following through on our commitment to preventing rainwater from getting in the sewer.
Move approval.
I hear a second.
Second.
Question? Question.
Is it moved and seconded? Any further discussion?
Thank you, Jim. We have a vendor do this.
Correct.
Does that vendor take a lot of precautions in notifying?
Yes,
Okay,
they're professionals.
good. The other people, hopefully they notify, is the fire department?
Yes,
Okay.
standard procedure.
Thank you. That makes me feel a lot, I could just hear the phones ringing.
And the police.
Okay. Made me feel a lot better about voting for it then. Thank you.
And the insurance companies.
Smoke, I see smoke coming out of stacks on people's roofs, and I guarantee you, they're still going to get a call. Even though they do their best, the fire department will get a call that somebody's house is on fire.
Yes.
I just wanted to add, I attended that meeting for citizens, and I thought Rob did an excellent job. Very good, very thorough, and they understood everything that went on.
Okay. Any further discussion?
The action is,
To transfer money, right?
no, the action is for who?
Inflow and infiltration,
Yes,
Mendoza Pump Station.
right. Can't get
Okay? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We've done the treasurer's report. Local meetings. I did attend the Orange County Sanitation Board meeting, and it's almost like a miracle compared to some of the other years. We've had negotiations with the union. They've actually come to an agreement on what both was it two of the unions, Bob?
I think so.
Yeah. And I think it was a 5%. I don't have all the figures, but it was done in less than a month. I mean, they just got right after it and got her done.
Good.
So we're real proud of the work ethic there. Also, I think I mentioned before that John Withers and myself have been working closely with Kevin Hardy, who is the CEO of the National Water Research Institute. And we have this function every year called the Clark Prize, and it takes place at UCI or one of the outbuildings. And we lost our shirts on it last year, and so we're not going to do that this year. And so we're kind of reconstructing the thing, making it lean and mean, and without diminishing the value of it. So that's Kevin's got his marching orders, and that's pretty much the direction we're heading for that. So that's all I have. And
One other thing with Orange County Sand District, they're having a centrifuge ribbon cutting 9 o'clock on Saturday, the 27th. Basically, they're installing centrifuges to replace the old belt press dewatering units, and it'll substantially reduce the number of trucks that have to be moved out because the centrifuges are more effective at removing water from the sewage solids. So there'll be a substantial reduction in the number of truck trips wherever they have to go.
And
But it's
that's during the open house that's taking
yeah,
place.
afterwards, the open house is actually after that. Before, it's this, what's that called, centrifuge?
yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna have a,
When is the open house?
I think it's
from 9,
If
starts
you,
at 9 a.m. on the Saturday.
it's in your general manager's weekly update
Yeah.
email.
This Saturday.
9 o'clock, I think, right? And two of our finest representatives are going to be there. These two.
Oh, gee.
I'm gonna be there.
It's
I'll be
Saturday.
there with them.
Don't let Bob do any stand-up while you. Okay.
Oh,
They
I have it down.
They banned me from that place doing.
I don't blame them.
We didn't have a
12, I
San,
have it.
Santa Ana River Flood Control didn't meet this month, so we can move along to, Mikey.
That's her.
Oh,
Is Doc?
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's right.
Were you there?
You've changed.
Yeah, I was there.
No, no.
No, he's talking about me.
At the
Yes,
executive committee
I was
meeting.
there. Yeah, I was at that one. And actually, there wasn't anything exciting except that we talked about the general meeting that we had at the ISDOC, for the luncheon, and having all the people speak who were running for office, for the different seats. And other than that, that was all there was, right?
Yeah.
One of the other things we did at the ISDOC Executive Committee meeting, and I didn't talk to you about this earlier today, I didn't until I got back to my office, but at the Executive Committee meeting, I'm the designated representative to OCOG for ISDOC, and then the alternate was Joan Finnegan, and we had discussed replacing Joan because of her health issues, and Mark Monin from El Toro Water District is now the alternate. Well, when reading the OCOG minutes today after the meeting, I noticed that at the May OCOG meeting, Kelly Rowe went to the meeting, the OCOG meeting, and represented himself as the representative from ISDOC.
Really?
And so they let him participate, and he actually voted on several things that happened in May. So I sent a note to the director, Marnie, and to the clerk, Eileen White.
Yeah.
And I said, I wish I'd have caught this when we approved the minutes, but I didn't. I noticed it because Eileen White had asked me at the meeting about ISDOC and who was, well, they're going to now have to have the legal counsel for OCOG look into the minutes from May because Kelly apparently just said, I'm now the representative from ISDOC. I don't know where that came, but I confirmed with Sandra Jacobs, and she did with OCOG, that Kelly is not the representative. So,
No, Mark was.
interesting little factoid.
Interesting.
Did
Okay.
you have anything else?
On ISDOC, I don't, but CSDA is next, and that's me.
Okay.
And actually, we have coming up in September, you might mark your calendars, this is going to be in Anaheim. So we don't have to fly there or go there very far. And this is the 25th of September, which is a Wednesday. We're never having it on a Wednesday, but we are. So it's the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. And the exciting part is it's our 50th anniversary for CSDA.
What month is this?
September.
Isn't that the fish fry?
Yeah, you have the fish fry on the 20th and 21st, 22nd.
Oh, okay.
Then you get a little leadway of 2 days, and then you're, so, anyway. So, this one is really good. Hope to have a good attendance. Also, we have our general manager running for manager of the year.
Yeah.
And so, and.
Shape for that.
They're
She's a
making,
shoe-in, we know that.
they better be.
Getting in
Anyway,
shape for that.
and they're having all the history and background of CSDA, which is fun, and a lot of us who have been presidents will be there. It'll be, so try really hard, everybody, to go to this, because it'll be, a good one. You'll be hearing more about.
Where are you going to be, Bob?
I'm the 60th class reunion in a little town in Iowa. Maybe we can get it changed.
Oh, my God.
There will be less people at the reunion than there will be at the CSDA conference.
They're less every year.
When do you
Yeah.
go? When is that? Is that?
I'll leave on the 27th, so I may be there
Oh,
on
that's
the
okay.
25th and 26th.
Is this your 60th college reunion or high school?
High school.
Oh,
You don't push him that far,
never
That's all
know.
I have on that.
Okay, thank you. Bob, let's see, who's up next, Bob?
Me.
No, I'm.
Mike?
Yeah, SDRMA, we didn't have a board meeting this month, but on behalf of SDRMA, I attended a 3-day workers' compensation conference last week. And I won't bore you with
Yeah.
the details of workers' compensation. It was boring. And then I'll report on the Waco meeting. I know Art was there. No, Art wasn't there. Art was, no, Jim. Yeah, you and I and Art were there. I thought that was one of the better Waco meetings.
Oh, I do too.
The speaker was the guy from OC Weekly, Norberto. Voice of OC. Thanks, Scott. That was really good. I don't think everybody in the room necessarily appreciates Norberto or agrees with him.
He's right up front and tells you like
Boy,
it is.
there was no holding back from that guy. I thought it was really a good meeting. Really good.
That wasn't the one on the Salton Sea,
No, that was the month before, I believe.
June?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, other meetings qualifying for reimbursement?
Well, I did go to, let's see, what did I go to? I went to the chamber luncheon on the 23rd for the Chargers, and I did go to the one that we had at OCC, which you did
Yeah,
too.
I was there.
And that was on the recycling.
Yeah.
And
That was a nice
that
honor.
we're the best in the whole world. That's exciting.
That was really good.
Oh, you were there, weren't you? And
Yeah.
they have two different new awards that we potentially can
Yeah.
apply for.
So,
Okay, let's move along. Consider changing, no, wait.
Yes,
Yep.
old business,
That
Mr.
it?
President. Yes,
You're there.
we have old business. It's regarding the last month, the board approved changing the date and time of your regular meeting to the fourth Tuesday of the month at 4:30 p.m. Our district council has a conflict on that day, so we're looking for you to pick a different day and time. So that fourth Tuesday at 4:30 won't work.
What about the Monday or Wednesday, fourth Monday or Wednesday? Can we look at those?
Monday would be okay with me.
Me
Monday
too.
is bad for me.
Not the fourth one. You guys don't meet that night.
I have a class I have a class every Monday, but it might be able to be
Well,
avoided.
maybe you could come to our meeting with no class.
That's every other month.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Not original.
Well, what about Thursday?
That's what we're already doing.
That's what we're already
Again, I'll go back to what we had talked about.
Why are we
Thursday, the fourth Thursday of the month is horrific. I mean, with OCOG and SARFA, it seems to be a long day.
There's a lot of stuff there.
It is.
I
So
mean, I've got like 3 or 4 of those meetings, just me alone.
could we maybe then explore the fourth Monday and Wednesday?
Fourth
Monday?
Wednesday is Orange County Sand District.
Fourth Wednesday is?
First Wednesday and the fourth.
Okay.
What's wrong with September 12th? I mean, not the 12th, the second Thursday of the month.
Well, we have the study session the second Tuesday.
That's true, that's true.
Well,
What is the third Thursday? To me, the fourth Wednesday of the month. Oh, never mind. You just said that. If it's OCSD.
well, if somebody doesn't have a recurring deal, then you do.
I can get out of my Monday thing.
What about everybody else now, if we wanted to?
For what? Thursday? Regular board
You're
meeting,
saying on
fourth
a
Monday.
Monday.
Oh, Monday, okay.
Fourth
I'm good.
Monday or fourth Wednesday?
Yeah, I see what you say.
Fourth Wednesday is not going to work because of Orange County Sanitation District.
Password. Change me.
Yeah, actually, the fourth Monday isn't bad.
Yeah, I could do that.
4th Monday?
Yeah.
How does that affect your timing on things, Nolani?
We'll be fine.
How does it affect you?
I'm good on the fourth Monday.
You okay?
And the time at 4:30?
So then for your October meeting, are we shifting that now to the fourth Monday,
No, we just changed that to,
the 29th?
Well, Can we approve that meeting night change tonight? Thought we had to give notice or something.
I thought you do first and
Well,
second.
we're trying to get ready to prepare notice in the newsletter to let everyone know that we will be changing our meeting times.
Fourth Monday.
Let me just double check on.
Is that good with everybody then?
We're just checking it.
It would start when?
Checking here. No, I know, but I'm just saying.
So that'd be the 23rd of September.
Making sure
No.
there's no conflict.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we would do it until
September,
October. Would we do it in September
Well, but,
Are you going to do
or
it?
August or,
We would have to alter the ordinance or update the
That's-
ordinance and then publish it,
right,
and then it'll take effect 30 days after that, so October would be.
Yeah, that's better.
Monday looks
Because
fine.
we're on top of the CSDA, we're
Yeah.
on top of the fish fry.
Okay.
Yeah.
send me something with big block letters and it's outlined and,
so the fourth Monday at 4:30, starting in October. Can we get the resolution and everything done by then?
That's October 28th.
Oh, yeah, we can get, it only needs 30, it needs to be amended and then 30
Okay.
days notice.
Okay.
So we're not meeting on Tuesday, we're meeting on Monday.
And this would be at
October.
4:30, you're saying?
yeah, that's just October though, right?
Well, it'll be.
That would be going forward from October.
Monday?
Yeah. That would be every month that way.
Fourth Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Every fourth Monday at 4:30.
Yeah.
4:30. Well, I'm gonna get lost. You know it.
We'll find you.
We'll pick you up.
Okay. So we're good with that? Do we need to take action? Or,
Do we have to vote
I'll
on it?
move that we publish that the regular monthly meeting or post or whatever for the sanitary district be the fourth Monday of every month, commencing at 4:30 p.m.
Actually, you're directing us to bring it back to you for formal action.
For formal
We'll work
action
it-
in a
work it up.
resolution,
Starting with October?
starting with October. So that's the motion.
do I hear a second?
I did.
Okay. Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
Check
carries.
with Art, make sure Art's okay with that.
Uh,
Thank you for that. Many
Yeah.
thanks.
Okay, whole business, we did that. New business, any new business? Board of Communications and Director comments. Nothing for the good of the cause. Closing items?
President, there is an attorney's report. I did not have anything, but I did want to report that Newport Beach has just forwarded over their annexation agreement, so we'll be working that up for you next month.
Are those properties by the bay?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Alan.
thank you.
Okay, in that case, this meeting is now adjourned.
There we go.